Experts say it takes 12 positive customer service experiences to make up for just one negative experience, and haven't we all had many of those? Welcome to Good Business. I'm Kathy Davis, and in this program we look at customer service and how it relates to owning and operating a successful business. Our resident panellist, Margie Hume, joins us to take a further look at this topic, and later we go on location to talk to Colin Keane, the head concierge at Ridges Hotel Southbank. The Director of Customer Service Training Australia, Greg Stockwell, joins us on the panel to tell us about aspects of customer service from a trainer's perspective. We head back out on location to catch up with Michelle and Sue from Usqgbs5Ep03 Fashions in Rosewood to see how their excellent customer service has helped them to grow a booming business. We went out to the streets of Ipswich to ask your views on the importance of customer service.
It's very important for people to get my custom, otherwise I'll just walk out.
Customer service is pretty important because if you don't have customer service, then customers aren't happy and, then they don't come back to your store. So you have to have customer service.
Fairly important.
Pretty big deal,
Yeah.
I reckon. Yeah.
I tend to tell people about good customer service and where they can go and where they'll be treated with courtesy and dignity.
I think it's just a general consideration for other people, considering the service that you're providing and ensuring that it's suited to the kind of clientele that place provides. I don't know if I'm talking about hospitality, but just in general, yeah,
That's basically it. Just a big smile.
yeah. All the little things, like all the things
yeah.
you can't really, like that you don't think about but are a big deal.
Joining me now to help unravel this topic is Associate Professor Margie Hume, a marketing expert from the University of Southern Queensland. So Margie, customer service, how important is it in the overall success of a business?
Well, I guess firstly we've got to define the type of business, whether it's an online or on-site business. But if we go with an on-site business, nothing happens until you sell something. So if you're not actually bringing money in the door through custom and through patronage of consumers buying your product, you'll have a very low bottom line, won't you? So it's particularly important how we go about attracting and retaining customers in our business.
What are some of the impacts a business will face if they have low-grade customer service?
Well, there's a number of different behaviours that customers can portray. I mean, in the worst case scenario, customer rage. So customers can become very overwhelmed by an unusual, awkward or offensive experience, and so rage ensues, and of course that can escalate to many different ways. We've heard of many episodes where police are called to venues because people have, the provider and the consumer have lost their way, perhaps, as some would say, down to things like negative word of mouth. Of course, positive experiences can bring positive word of mouth, but we can also have extensive complaint behaviour. We can have consumers not returning, not being loyal. But then on a positive side, we can also have consumers increasing their patronage. So, of course, spending more and creating a greater amount of value in your business because they're loyal to you and they increase the dollar value spend in your organisation.
We're seeing a lot more opportunity for the customer to be able to have their say with online reviews.
Absolutely. There's a lot of different types of websites out there where consumers can complain. I mean, notgoodenough.com's been around for quite a while, where consumers can go on and blog their negative experiences and certainly create viral campaigns against business. And certainly YouTube filming, it's often now that the phone goes up and experiences are videoed and popped onto YouTube. So it's very important for the organisation to realise that they're constantly on show and that consumers can behave in a number of different ways.
Thanks very much, Margie. It's great to have your view. After the break, we're out on location with Colin Keane, the head concierge from Ridges Hotel Southbank. And then we're joined in studio by Greg Stockwell from Customer Service Training Australia to discuss the importance of training employees in good customer service practices. Ridges Southbank offers its guests first-class accommodation in the heart of Brisbane City's arts and entertainment precinct. We went out on location earlier this week to catch up with Colin Keane, the head concierge at Ridges Hotel Southbank, to find out the importance of customer service in the hotel industry.
My name is Colin Keane. I'm the head concierge, Ridges Hotel, Southbank, Brisbane. I'm also a member of Le Clay Door Australia. You can recognise a Le Clay Door member by the cross golden keys on the lapel. Le Clay Door is an international concierge society for professionals. It has sections in over 50 countries of the world, with the idea being that every member is interconnected and can contact the other member at any time with guest queries. Well, I initially started as a concierge porter back in 2001, where I worked up the ranks of various hotels over the next 6 years, eventually becoming a head concierge at a hotel in the UK, and then I just transferred across to Australia. So my main duties are to lead, supervise and train the concierge team. It's also very important for me as a head concierge and an ambassador for the hotel to make sure that I'm on the desk as much as possible and basically be seen in the lobby as one of the main contacts and one of the approachable people for the hotel. It's very crucial to provide excellent customer service to all our guests. I mean, we like to make sure that all our guests, whether they be new or sort of regular guests, that they all leave the hotel with positive experiences. I mean, we train on all our staff to try and go above and beyond for every guest. It's not always possible, but I mean, as long as they do leave the hotel with a positive experience, they leave happy, they can then pass that on to friends, family and colleagues, where we're getting more business. There is the myth within concierge that no 2 days are ever the same. That's not necessarily true. Quite a lot of days are always the same. But a general day would be coming in for an early start, making sure the team are up to speed on the day's departures, the day's functions, any VIP arrivals, basically making sure any handovers are done from any other departments or shifts. And basically the most of the rest of the day then is just sort of hardcore customer service, attending the desk. I think people choose five-star hotels, certainly Ridges. We have new customers and regular customers who certainly like the valet parking, the 24-hour concierge, 24-hour reception, 24-hour housekeeping, room service, etc. And I think in today's market you can certainly book a higher star hotel with not much of a monetary difference, which equates to better value for money. I think I enjoy most about my job is meeting different people, sometimes meeting the same people, and certainly we can go back to no 2 days are the same. They are and they can be, but certainly you could be driving a car 1 minute, you could certainly be booking in a package for a courier the next minute. Literally, you're not really sure as to what could happen. Very recently, a guest asked me randomly, he just walked up to the desk and asked me to source a boat for his wedding. He was on his way to a conference. He didn't have time to do it himself. I think he probably told his wife he was going to do this, but obviously left it to the last minute. So over the course of the day, while he was at the conference, I actually sourced a couple of the best options for wedding boats on the river, one of which he eventually chose and hosted his wedding. And he was very grateful and actually dropped me off a bottle of wine.
Colin Keane there sharing with us what providing good customer service means for him in his role as head concierge at Ridges Hotel Southbank. Our next guest is Greg Stockwell, the Managing Director of Customer Service Training Australia. Providing excellent customer service is quite literally what his business is all about. His business offers on-site, tailor-made workshops on your premises to focus on what your business needs. Welcome, Greg.
Hi, Kathy. Nice to be here.
Why are good customer service skills so important?
Well, they're paramount. What happens now in business is if we neglect the customer service aspect, particularly when we look at the various factors that go into play, it's a price business now. Price, price and price. Every small business owner in the country will talk about how price is the number one issue. Where we can make the difference is by having really, really good customer service skills so we get them back, and more importantly, have them as ambassadors for our business. That's what we're after.
What made you begin your journey in training for high quality customer service?
I think I've traditionally always been a bit of a bad customer in some respects. The fact is I've been a bit of a cynic about the way that service has been over a number of years, and I particularly like the American system. I've followed it for years and years. The Americans are very, very good at handling large volumes of people, and now with 300 million plus people, they do it even today very, very well, and that's what it was. So 15 years ago, I decided to do something about it, and that's when I started the company.
And now you've got a business that's in Brisbane, Sydney and Melbourne.
Correct, that's correct.
Have you noticed much change in the industry with what's expected from customer service related employees and what skill sets they need to have?
Yes, today what we find is that customers are very demanding. They're very street savvy, but they're also web savvy. So if they don't like what you're telling them about, they'll look it up. They'll look it up somewhere else and say, hey, this is not the situation, I expect this. And if you aren't there on a speed basis with them, well, what they do is they'll go elsewhere very, very quickly. It's a bit unfortunate, but that's the way it's become.
Do you think this has anything to do with advances in technology or online shopping and ordering?
Online shopping has set the mark for it. You can buy something today, maybe in Europe or wherever, you know you'll have that book here tomorrow or tomorrow week, it'll be there. 7 days is pretty well the window that most people work to. That's made a big difference in expectation, without a doubt.
Why would you encourage an employer to book a course for their employees with your business, Customer Service Training Australia?
We're able to give them holistic skills, as we like to call it. So it's not just the greeting of the client, it's carrying it right through and ensuring that the customer returns. But it's more so to do with the actual employee. Sometimes employees aren't empowered to be able to either do things. One of the worst things that can happen in customer service is when someone will ring you up and say, can I do this? And you'll have to say no, because that's the protocol. Then all of a sudden they go elsewhere. And guess what happens? They get the right answer they're looking for. That makes the employee feel a little bit undervalued. What we do is we empower them, show them what to do, teach them to take ownership of problems in a variety of circumstances.
Could employers teach their employees these skills without your business's assistance?
They could to a degree, but realistically, the way they look at it, their scope is going to be fairly narrow. We look at it from a broader perspective, having worked with hundreds and hundreds of companies, and the idea is that we teach them a variety of skills.
What are some specific aspects of training that your company provides?
Well, we do 3 prime areas where we do the in-house training, which is very, very important, where we look at the individual, see what their skill set is currently at, and make changes based on that. And then we, of course, have the conference market, and we do the public courses as well. But typically it could be a scenario like, for instance, an escalation. A typical escalation, Australians, we tend to get our back up. Someone will say, let me talk to your manager, let me talk to your team leader. All of a sudden they go, why? And it's there in the voice. So what we need to do is show them how to control the customer. We talk about customer control and it works. It really does.
Thanks very much, Greg. And for more information, visit the website customerservicetraining.com.au. Research shows that it's 6 to 7 times more expensive for a business to gain a new customer than it is to retain an existing customer. A satisfied customer will generally tell 4 others about their positive experience, whereas a dissatisfied customer will generally tell 12 people how bad the experience was. 70% of customers will leave without making a transaction due to a lack of attention from frontline employees. Still to come after the break, we catch up with Sue and Michelle from Usqgbs5Ep03 on location at their Rosewood store to find out how customer service has helped to grow their business, and then some final words with our panel. Welcome back. You're watching Good Business. Usqgbs5Ep03 is a boutique dress shop located in Rosewood on the outskirts of Ipswich. Best friends, Sue and Michelle, pride themselves on the quality of the products they sell, as well as the customer service they provide.
Hi, my name's Sue.
And my name's Michelle.
And we're the proud owners of Case Oil Fashions in Rosewood. The business has been running for 8 years in May this year, and we started off in an arcade, went to up here in a small shop when it was all refurbished, and then in the last 4 years we've expanded into 2 shops, so we took the risk of having a go and putting in extra stock, and it's really paid off for us.
We started the business because we both dreamed of owning a dress shop. We used to have holidays with our husbands together, and we'd sit on the balcony and have a wine and just dream
about owning a shop.
Yeah, and that's how it started.
Our shop provides a great deal of fashion, from casual right through to formal wear. We have teens through to grandma, so we do formals, mother of the bride, grandmother of the bride. So we try to cater for everyone's needs. We even have a small selection of children's wear, and then we have all the accessories to go with all the outfits as well. So we try to make it a one-stop shop. Giving excellent customer service is what gives you your repeat business, and people just like to come in and have a talk to you. It's lovely for people to walk in and to acknowledge them, know their name, and we just try to make their experience very special. If we haven't got what they're after, we try and search for them. So I think it's great when you get that good customer service, you know that person. So when we go shopping, we'll actually be looking at something and go, that would suit such and such, and we can give them a call in and say, look, if you're interested, we've got this in for you. But customer service is very important, because these days you go into a shop and people don't even acknowledge you. And I think we make sure that as soon as a person walks in the door that they're greeted. You don't necessarily have to, we just say, do you need a hand? A lot of people just like to look and then start asking questions, but everyone likes to be acknowledged and known that that you have seen them and you're going to be there for them if they need them.
And it gives you goosebumps when they walk out that door and saying, thank you.
It's great, isn't it?
It's a great feeling.
Yeah. If you don't have good customer service, people aren't going to come back to you. I think everyone knows yourself. If you've had a bad experience, you'll just go, well, I won't go back there. That's why we pride ourselves on having such great customer service, because we want that repeat business. It's our business and it needs to grow. So treating people how they wanted to be treated, trying to help them as much as you can. And as Michelle said, seeing them walk out that door with a huge smile on their face because we've been able to help them from top to toe, or it might just be one item, and quite often it's an item that they wouldn't have picked themselves, and they just go, thank you so much for putting in the time and the effort to help us. So it is wonderful.
We offer our customers just the one-on-one interaction, showing them, maybe even getting them to step out of their comfort zone with something that they wouldn't have thought of trying on, and
just rewarding them too. Like we do wine and cheese nights, things like that, for our customers for the change of season. So we'll have a customer base and invite them all. It'll be after hours, and we supply them with beautiful nibblies and a glass of champagne, and they shop and get a discount that night. So just little things like that we try to just make it extra special for them.
Rosewood is a small town on the outskirts of Ipswich. We are in the Ipswich Shire. We get a lot of customers travelling from Toowoomba right through to Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, Brisbane.
And again, I think it's because of the customer service.
Yeah.
And everyone that comes, a lot of people that come in tend to say that we have different things than your run-of-the-mill, and that's because Michelle and I, we really do try to source things that are that little bit different and unique that people don't want to see themselves.
I think the shopping centres, it's the same. Whereas they come to little boutiques like this and they love it. Our customer service skills is just common sense. It's, I don't know, it's
how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
How we sort of, each person that comes in through the door is very special, so you have to make them feel that way. And if you're made to feel special, and nothing's a problem, you're going to go back to that person or that shop to get help because it was a good experience.
And it's just natural too.
It is.
Yeah. Natural.
Sue and Michelle from K-Sewell Fashions there, sharing some of their secrets of success and how providing good customer service is invaluable. We've heard some interesting points of view, and now I'd like a final word from you. Firstly, Greg, your final word.
Kathy, without doubt, customer service training is the most cost-effective way to grow your business. Nothing gets close, and there's an added byproduct. You get to not only grow the business, but you keep your employees.
Thanks, Greg. And Margie, your final word.
I think the most important thing is if you're going to have a good business, you need to have good customer service and treat all of your customers as special. Treat them like it's a privilege to have them, and you certainly will grow and be profitable and have a good business.
Thanks to our panel members, Margie Hume and Greg Stockwell, for joining me in the studio, and many thanks to Colin Keane from Ridges Hotel Southbank and Sue and Michelle from K-Sewell Fashions at Rosewood. Please join me same time next week where we take a look at the Australian product, How Viable? Keep up to date with more information on today's program and additional information about business. Go online to goodbusinesstv.com.au. I'm Kathy Davis. Enjoy good business.